Hi, my friend. I'm Jeff Yalden. I want to thank you for considering me a speaker for your next event. So here's where I tell you a little bit about me and what I have to offer. So in introducing myself, this is kind of hard because you might want me for any middle school or high school motivational assembly on bullying or character education, or kind of a pick-me-up for test taking. You could want me for teen mental health, depression, suicide, or maybe your school has suffered the loss of a student. You want me then. You could also want me for a statewide or a district, regional, state student council or another leadership conference. I don't know. For all I know, I'm going to share with you a little bit about me, but yet you want me because I'm this awesome ninja warrior that can scissor kick a bullet shot at me from 500 feet away, but it's coming at me at Mach 1 speed. That was a mouthful. So let's get going here. I know you've got questions and I've got answers. Selecting a speaker is a very challenging task. You want to find a speaker that'll connect with your audience, and you also want a speaker that's going to leave your audience with those aha moments, defining moments. Well, I can tell you one thing. Long after the lights are out and the auditorium is vacant, my words will ring true for many, many years to come. The first question I always ask, who is the hardest person to get to know? Now, before I ask that question, I always tell them, lives are going to change today. And then I tell them, I say, hey, let me ask you a question. I ask the question, and it's awesome to watch as they ponder those thoughts. Many of them, they think, wow, that's deep. But I have them. I have them right there. Then the rest of the time, it's amazing. You know, being a teenager today is really tough. Ourselves, obviously. And today with cell phones and social media and kids being involved in everything and needing to know what's going on, I take them on a journey of self-exploration where I want them to create the person that they want to be. Now, how do we do that? I do it through a couple things. Number one, it takes courage to be a teenager today. It takes courage to understand that for any reason, someone might not like you, or they might ridicule you or tease you or make fun of you or tell you that you can't do this or you can't do that and you're not capable or smart enough. It takes a lot of courage to ignore the naysayers, the negative people in your life, and to pursue your dreams. It also takes a lot of courage to wake up every day and make it a great day, to walk out those doors and own the day with your choices, regardless of what other people might want to try and influence you to do. Also, your attitude. As little as attitude is, it's one of the most important things every single day. So my message to young people is very simple. It's about who you are, who you want to be. It's about our attitude and the choices we make, and it's about courage, but it's also about love and unconditional love. And learning to forgive as quickly as we might judge. I guarantee you my school assemblies will be a highlight. And so for school assemblies, whatever your theme is, the objectives, whatever grant that you might need to fulfill, let me know. My 23 years experience speaking all over the world, I can simply custom my message to meet the needs of your message. And together, you and I, we can change lives. So maybe you're interested in me speaking at one of your district, regional, statewide, or national student leadership conferences. I can easily combine my who is the hardest person to get to know with your theme for a student leadership conference. Being a student leader today, it's about integrity and about getting people to respect you. I combine my message with my mental health message to take your student leaders on a journey of what is important. And that is very simple. Leadership is your influence on other people. I'd be honored to talk to you about what leadership event. I've done many of them. Student Council, STUCO. I've done over 26 state student council conferences. Many of them bring me back. FBLA, FCCLA. I've done every cluster of FCCLA conferences. They're awesome. DECA, my gosh. I love student leadership conferences. Anybody can get a standing ovation speaking to the best of the best. But when I come and I speak to the best of the best, I send defining moments. I create defining moments. And I build relationships for many years to come. In my 23 years, I've had many kids invite me to their weddings. I've had many student leaders send me pictures of their children. And I've had many student leaders ask me to write them a recommendation letter to the college of their choice or internships. It's been amazing. Or maybe you're in the mental health field and you're looking for me to be a speaker at one of your mental health conferences. I am so passionate about mental health. Whatever program you have, whatever audience you have, I am so honored and happy, and it's so fulfilling to my heart to share my story. I suffer from major depression and I suffer from PTSD. I've probably been through and seen way more than the average person. I'm happy to talk about mental health. I specialize in teen suicide prevention. I specialized in teen suicide and helping a community after the loss of one of our children or multiple children. I also am certified in suicide prevention with QPR. So when it comes to mental health, I'm honored to share my story, and I'm honored to share with you my Mindfulness Mastery program. My Mindfulness Mastery program is a workshop. It can be done with 10 people, 20 people, 200 people. Or maybe you're interested in suicide prevention, whether it be for your community, parents, teachers, staff members, counselors, administrators, or even your student body. They're informative, they're engaging, they're fun. I make them fun. Or maybe you're interested in me coming into your community to helping you deal with the loss of one of your students, or in some cases, multiple students over the course of the past month or 2 months or the past week. I've helped many school communities move forward after loss of one of their students, or in, like I said, many cases, a couple students. Let me tell you why I'm successful with that. No administrator ever receives a certificate teaching them how to deal with the loss of a student. No master's degree will ever teach you how to deal with the loss of one of your kids. Sometimes it's a lot easier to bring in an outside source. I've become the expert. And here's one of the reasons why. If you're an administrator and we just lost one of our students, we can't gather the kids in a week and say, okay, boys and girls, listen, Johnny's not walking through those doors anymore. We need to start focusing on what we have to do, and let's get back to work. That administrator will be out of a job in a heartbeat. That's what I do. In a very sensitive manner. My gosh, I don't ever want to be sensitive in any way, shape, or form. But sometimes the kids do need to understand that Johnny isn't walking through the door. And our life is important. And what we need to do is we need to go through the process of grieving. We need to open our hearts and talk to people. Maybe we need to have our questions answered, even though there are no answers to our questions. But sometimes it's an outside person that says, it's going to be okay. Maybe it's just an outside person that gives them permission to move forward, where to them they'll have a perception that you as an administrator or a staff member, you're supposed to tell them it's going to be okay. You're supposed to tell them that they got to move forward. But one of the things that many of you are worried about, if you bring in a speaker to address what has happened, we're worried about what could happen as a result. And sometimes we become too worried with what might happen, and we're not worried enough in what we should do. And what we need to do is give our kids closure and give them the permission to become present and to move forward. And that's what I do. And I've done it many a times. My friend, I deal with teen suicide every single day. Let's work together to touch hearts and change lives. Let's work together to make our kids think. After all, isn't that why we got an education? To teach young people first, let the subject area be second. I'm so honored you're considering me to be a speaker. I hope our paths cross, and if you have any questions that I might answer, don't ever hesitate to call me. Thank you so much.